Welcome to another Brothers Grimm teaching video. I'm Brad. We're going to talk about the trucking crash of 2022, and we're going to talk about getting some perspective on it and strategies for thriving in this freight bear market. Now, if you've been in the industry for a while, you know there's highs and lows, there's cycles. They last every couple of years. On this chart here, you'll see the green line. This is the percent change. It shows the volatility of the market. And then the black grayish line is the actual freight rates. And you see them go up and down. Let's take a look at some peaks here. You'll see that the peaks are gradually going higher and the valleys are gradually going lower. This creates a broadening wedge. This is actually an overall bullish scenario, but there is more increased volatility. So when the old truckers say that I've been through this before, yes, but it's getting more extreme. And so we're going to talk about how to navigate this extremes. We're going to guess how low the rates are going to go, and we're going to talk about strategies on how to navigate this market, not only just survive, but to thrive in this market. All right, let's take a closer look at the broadening wedge pattern here. So we've got higher highs and lower lows, and this is when people buy trucks on the highs. They buy trucks that are too expensive. They get out and get their own authority, and they do it on the highs. Down here on the lows, they're called bear traps. This is where people will sell their trucks and shut down their authorities, quit, get out of trucking altogether. And this is the opposite of what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to come in here on the lows, start our trucking companies, and then ramp up on the highs. So we're going to talk about how to reverse that and how to actually have a steady, nice, even increase in your business and navigate this market effectively. Here we got the PPI, the Producer Price Index for the trucking long haul industry. You see here, this is not good. This is not healthy. So 2020, 2021, 2022, we're ramping up way too high here. This is a plus 46% gain in overall pricing for moving freight. This includes both the rates and the costs. So it's everything together. So basically it's just a big inflated bubble like we see in the stock market. It's pretty similar shape. Stock market, crypto, real estate, we're seeing this exact same thing here. And so we're going to talk about the crash, where it's going to land, and what to do about it. All right, guys, how many people are saying, how many times have you heard this is the worst freight market ever? You can't make money no more. Costs are too high, rates are too low. Never seen this before. Well, let's get some perspective here. We're going to compare 2018 and 2022. They were kind of comparable years because 2018 was half bull, half bear market, and 2022 is kind of a half and half as well. So it's a good comparison. Total cost for 2018 was $1.04, and the spot rates was $2.03. And for 2022, we have $1.25, and spot rates were $2.47. Contract rates were $2.11 and $2.82. So we have about a 25% increase on the costs, and also about a 21% increase on the rates. So you do see that difference there, but we're going to see what that does for profit. Might be kind of surprising. All right, so we found the 25% increase in costs. That's usually fuel, equipment, and repairs. That's the biggest portion of it. And then also a 21% increase in rates from 2018 to 2022. And that's primarily from the first half of 2022. But the rates are actually not that much different from around April, May, June. They've gone down maybe another 5%. But yeah, as a whole, it's plus 21% for this year. Now, this is what I really want you to focus in on here. This is where people get it wrong. Okay, so let's look at the profits. 2018, we have a $2.03 rate and a $1.05 cost for a 99-cent profit. 2022, we have a rate of $2.47 and a $1.25 in cost, and we get a $1.22 in profit. Now that's actually a 23% increased profit for 2022 versus 2018. And that's because the spread increases. So if our costs are going to go up the same as much as our rates, the spread's going to get larger because the gap between the rate and the cost is going to grow. So even if costs go up the exact same amount as rates, the profits are going to increase. I hope you see that. And if you don't, do these calculations yourself. This is the most important part of this presentation for some perspective. Let's discuss those results a little further. So as costs go up, rates go up. They usually go up together. And the more they go up together, the bigger the profit gap. So we've already established that. So overall, we're still trending higher in the last 15 years or so. Now you might want to ask yourself, were you spoiled in 2020 and 2021? You might need to honestly look at that because you might have a recency bias. You might be comparing everything to those crazy bubble years. They were fake years. The stock market was fake. The crypto run was fake. Real estate was fake. And the trucking industry was fake. It was all from money printing. Did that create false expectations in your head? You might want to really look at that. You need to look further than 2020, 2021. Look at 2018 and 2019 at least and start comparing there. Do we expect rates to drop from here? I think it's possible. It might drop another 10 or 20%. But as we looked before, we have about 23% to go just to get back to the same profits in 2018. So there is more room for that. And if you operate correctly, you're going to be just fine. You're still going to make decent money. Should we expect that costs will go down if rates go down? I think they will, but as inflation goes, just like I think the rates won't go down as much as probably 2019. Same thing, I don't think costs will go down quite as much as well, but they seem to track together, so it should be fine. It should work out. Now here's a couple tips to thriving in this freight bear market. You probably need to cut out those bloated truck purchases. If you bought those overpriced trucks last year, early this year, you might want to try to get rid of those if possible. You need to run newer trucks with higher MPG. Fuel prices are crazy high right now, so it's going to make a massive difference. You need to look for contracted freight rather than just trying to chase spot all the time. It's harder to get contracted freight now. During the bull market, it was easy. And now the people that have the contracts, they're keeping them and they're not running away. And it's harder to get in. So on the bull markets, instead of chasing that $10,000 produce load, maybe you should start building some contracts. That would probably be a good strategy for the next bull run. And then finally, we need to be thankful for where we are right now. And if we set ourselves up correctly, we should relax, have some perspective, understand that we're gradually going to trend higher as long as we're setting ourselves up correctly, and just be at peace and wait for the next bull cycle. Let's look a little closer at each of these strategies. So some people bought some equipment that was way overpriced. I mean, more than double. up to 150% increase in price. This equipment will not be sustainable as freight comes down. The costs need to come down as well. And so as trucks get cheaper now, you kind of need to be in line with that. So you need to figure out a way to offload that. You might want to talk to the people that you leased it from or bought it from, and see if you can give it back for a fee or something like that. You need to get out of that somehow. And then for the equipment of choice, you need to buy something that's new, something that's not going to break down all the time. Last year you can get away with an old truck, an old 5 mile per gallon truck that breaks down every month or two because the freight was so hot, and you can do it. But now you can't. Now you gotta act like the responsible guy in the room. You're gonna have to buy a 7 mile per gallon truck and get rid of that 5 mile per gallon truck. Now I'm telling you, that is a 29 cent per mile difference. $850 per week of profit. That pays for your new truck payment. So I don't know why you wouldn't run a new truck. It's basically a free truck. Get the free truck. Once you have a free truck, you're gonna make a lot more money. And let's talk about contract freight. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be, like a direct shipper that does a massive amount of volume. Even if you found a couple of brokers that you can build some long-term relationships with, and they have dedicated freight, you can plug in with them. Direct shippers are a little tougher until you've built up enough of a fleet so you can use it for coverage on your contract. But, the same rule applies. Build relationships. Maybe look at hauling food, something that's year-round and that is basically bear market proof. Maybe not haul around fancy auto parts. They might pay really good in a bull market, but they might just shut it all down right now. Maybe haul some milk, maybe haul some dairy, maybe haul some dry foods, something like that, and build it for the future. And then when the bull run happens again, if you stay committed to these people in the bull market, you don't take off and chase the latest, greatest super produce load, they'll reward you in these times. So focus on building those relationships. And then to end here, we need to keep perspective. We need to understand that there's market cycles. They're very obvious. They happen every few years. They only last a couple years, 1 to 2 years. So we might have just another year left, maybe sooner, maybe a little longer. But don't fall into the bear trap. Don't abandon what you're doing at the bottom. This is where you should be standing firm and putting stuff together for the future so that you can ride that next bull run. And so thanks for following along again on this teaching video. Like and subscribe for more. And if you keep liking them and subscribing, then I'll keep making them, and maybe later we'll make some live streams and we'll keep talking about all this stuff. I love this stuff. I love this industry. It's beautiful. It's fun. It's challenging. There's always more to learn. It's never boring. So I'll see you on the next one. I appreciate you being here.